Kicking It with K-Rob. It is your host, K-Rob, of course. And today we have a special guest, a first-time guest, my best friend, Tiara, here. Woo! Let's give it up for her. And then we have a reoccurring guest, my friend Morgan. Let's give it up for her. Woo! Because it will one day, period. Okay, so today's topic is something that we've all been through, I believe. Something that people go through on a daily. Okay? Today's topic is ghosting and bad communication. Okay? Y'all ready for this?
Okay. Yes,
okay.
Let's do it.
So my first question to y'all, what is the difference between ghosting and bad communication?
I'll let you start. Go ahead, Marie.
Okay. Okay, so ghosting, I feel like, is the person has made the intention on their own without telling the other person that they're just not going to communicate with them anymore for whatever reason. And then bad communication, I feel like it's just you not sharing, I guess, enough, or not saying things that would be important to tell the other person. I feel like that's bad communication.
Could that tie into being a liar too?
The omission of truth is also a lie. So,
you know, omitting the truth is definitely a lie.
Take that how y'all will.
I feel like I could agree with that. Mine is more simple. Ghosting means you just stop talking to somebody completely out of nowhere for whatever reason. Whether you didn't like that person or you no longer wanted them in your life. You just stop talking to them without no warning.
I feel like ghosting is like just disappearing. Like having no, reason for disappearing or explaining that reason to somebody. And bad communication for me is kind of just like, oh, I forgot to text you today, so, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, just not being consistent with your communication, but ghosting is just not communicating at all.
Right.
Completely. My next question is, have y'all been ghosted before?
Unfortunately, several times.
It happens to the best.
It happens to the baddest of us,
No, it happens. It is what it is.
Y'all gonna tell a story?
Tiara can go first. If she
I don't know if I can pinpoint a story though.
I can. Several.
Not
for you. Not for you.
No,
not for you. For me. Me personally.
I mean, I've been ghosted. I never took it personally though, because I feel like
everything personal with me.
I mean, I didn't take it personally because I wasn't fully invested in that person, so it's just like, oh, okay, well, you beat me to the punch.
Ooh.
Right, like it is.
Because if it wasn't there, then it just wasn't there. So
you had somebody ghosted them too.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like if it ever got to that point, then somebody was gonna ghost somebody if it just the connection wasn't there.
I've been ghosted.
You said what?
I've been ghosted a lot. But I guess I feel like the most shocking one was this guy really trying to make me believe that he wanted to be with me, and I really was like going for it at first, and he really had me going, and then he would just stop talking to me for like weeks, and I was like, okay, but then he'd pop up like nothing happened. And I just like, you can't do that. Like, I'm not one of those girls where you could just come in and out of my life like that. This is not a revolving door. Like, you either gonna, what your mama say, you gonna either stay in or stay out my house. So that's what it needed to be. And y'all, when I tell you, he did this for a while. And I was like, okay, listen, I'm trying to be your friend at this point. Like, I'm not even trying to be like your girl or nothing. But like, you're making it hard to even try to be your friend because you're so inconsistent with your stuff. And then so I guess it went from like bad communication and it turned into ghosting, because then one day I just never heard from him ever again. Like, I can't tell y'all where this man is, if he's okay. Like, none of that. So it just, and he claimed his reason was because he started to like me too much.
Oh God.
Okay.
Make sense.
What is that? What does that mean?
So I was like, yeah, you got it, buddy. That don't even make any sense. So
what is that?
I let that go and let that be.
It sounds like trauma to me. You don't want to love somebody.
Okay, it sounds like you need therapy, but
she hurt your feelings in 6th grade and you still hurt.
You said what?
But what does that mean?
Somebody hurt his feelings in 6th grade and he still hurt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like how? But my thing is, why would you ghost somebody because you like them too much? Like what? What's
that was my thing. I was like, what? But I thought that I
Isn't
thought
that the
purpose
point,
of talking
though?
was for you to get to know me.
Isn't that the point? And if you
Because
like me, then it moves forward.
You know, okay, I'm glad that we're on the same thought.
You know, it's just
what wasn't clicking for him, I don't know. I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't have time for this. If you got another girl in the situation, just say that so I can dismiss myself.
yeah.
But don't got time. So I ended up blocking him.
What's y'all like time frame for ghosting? Like, would you consider, let's say you talking to somebody for like, let's say 3 weeks, then one day he just don't text you, the next day he texts you. Is that ghosting?
No, that's just bad
Bad
communication.
Okay. And what about 2 days?
No, I still feel like that falls under to bad communication.
Yeah.
Ghosting, I feel like once somebody ghosts you, like you're not gonna hear from them again.
Ever again?
Yeah, like I
Or like a long period of time.
Oh, okay.
Like, I haven't heard from him since October. No, Halloween of last year. Yeah,
That's
from a text-free app.
Yeah.
And then I blocked him. So
I'm just thought about a situation. I was texting this guy. I mean, the communication, it was inconsistent to begin with, but then all of a sudden it just stopped. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I was questioning whether if I like him or not anyway. So I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And then a couple months later, he come out with a girlfriend. Cool.
As they always do.
And then guess what?
Always how it goes.
They always do that.
And then guess what, y'all?
He had a baby.
No.
Oh.
He broke up with her. And then guess what, y'all?
He came back.
He tried to spin a block on me.
No,
Yep.
not
Let's give it up. Yep.
Not spinning the block.
Yep. That's what happened. I was just like, oh no, sir. It's not that. That's not this. Cause
Yeah.
You made your decision the first time. That was like,
You know, like I get she wasn't what you wanted, but I'm kind of good on it. Like
I don't want it no more. Thank you.
right.
Have a turn. Thank you, but no thanks.
It's really
So my next question to y'all is: have y'all ghosted, and do you feel like it was okay to ghost?
I've definitely ghosted.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't okay because sometimes I regret it, and I'm just like, damn, like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, dang, like he might have been onto something, but then I feel like it's too late. Once you
think so?
Because for me, sometimes it'd be too late.
right.
Okay, but that's for you. But like, what if he still wanted you?
Well, look, we have to look. I don't
Put
know.
that thing reverse, Carrie. Put it reverse, Carrie.
No, yeah. I mean, I guess it's by situations. Everything's situational.
Who is that?
Jerry's.
Okay. But you say everything's situational.
It is because I guess it depends on like how much I actually
like that.
like you in a way to where I would spin the block again, but you gotta be worth to spin the block.
Period.
I feel that. I do feel that on a spiritual level. I have apparently, according to this comments, I ghost people a lot. I don't believe so. I think I just have really bad communication when it comes to certain people. But I have ghosted somebody, and the reason why I did it is because I was getting into a relationship with somebody else. So I was the man in this situation. Yeah, I will take that ill. And I ghosted somebody, and honestly, I did go back, and I shouldn't have. And now he's also blocked. So I should have stuck with my first instinct and just stayed gone. But I usually do it because maybe stuff gets like a little too much for me. And this was before I was really able to vocalize how I felt properly. Because sometimes my emotions felt a little overwhelming and I wouldn't know how to necessarily put it into words. So I was like, well, I feel like the best thing for me to do is just remove myself from this situation because I don't really want to go back and forth with nobody because these are my feelings. Like, you can't change my feelings. So, yeah, but I, if this person ever sees this video, I'm sorry for ghosting you. But in the end, I mean, hey, life happens. So I did apologize though, because we tried to be friends afterwards, and I did apologize for that several times because he kept bringing it up that I ghosted him. So
You hurt his feelings, sis. You hurt
I
his feelings.
did. And I tried to make up for it. And then I think I just ended up hurting his feelings even more. But that's a completely different story. So.
I actually, with her speaking on that, I actually do remember a time where I ghosted somebody because of, me getting into a relationship. And then I did spin the block again. And it worked, So, sometimes it's okay to double back.
Right.
It was very successful. Real happy. So,
Hurt.
Sometimes you got to double back. Right.
Mm. And sometimes spin the block just get you stuck at the stop sign.
Yeah, and you should have just stayed at home.
It's like, dang, I should have just went on home.
I should have went on home.
I should have went home.
And it said no U-turn. But what I do?
Maybe you
I'm out your
turn. An illegal U-turn.
Oh Jesus!
Illegal U-turn. And
I know for a fact I've ghosted, but I feel like in those situations, nobody feelings should have been hurt because it wasn't nothing serious to begin with. Well, on my end at least. I don't know if it was kind of bad, but I don't know how bad the person like me. But if I didn't like you enough, I felt like it was no problem. And then on top of that, the people I did ghost or the boys I did ghost, I was questioning whether I liked them or not to begin with. So I felt like it was okay. It should have been nothing serious on my end at least.
Right.
And it was something else I was going to say about ghosting. It's just. Oh, I think I was going to ask y'all like, why do we ghost? Like, why do y'all think we do it? Wait, when do people deserve the explanation? I think that's what I was going to say. Like, how soon do they deserve an explanation, or them being okay with you just ghosting?
Yeah, kind of, because sometimes it's like you can't even explain it.
No.
Right. Like,
it's just like
you just gotta leave.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even. There needs to be no conversation after I ghost you. Right. Depending on who you are, there's no conversation.
Yeah, and sometimes I just feel like some people, they know what they did.
Facts.
And you, Michaela, you know who I'm talking about. Some people know what they did.
Of course they did.
And I feel like I shouldn't have had to have that conversation with you to begin with to show you that you crossed boundaries. But that's when I feel like it's okay to ghost. Like if somebody's continuously like crossing your boundaries and not listening to what you're saying and, pretty much saying to hell with how you feel. Well, to hell with how you feel. I'm leaving. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you because I feel like I've explained it enough. Like if I feel like I've already told you why I'm feeling a certain way and you keep negating it, then I'm just going to leave. Because obviously you don't care about what I'm saying, so why am I wasting my breath? But I really feel like people deserve an explanation, even though I know I sound hypocritical, even though I just said that I ghost people. But looking back on it as a changed person, I will say that I feel like people deserve an explanation unless you've literally given them the explanation a billion times and they still don't listen.
Okay, so like, does it matter how long you've known the person? Like, let's say I was texting for 4 days, 4 to 3 days. No, 4 to 5 days, about a week. And you just realize, I'm not feeling him. Or I'm not feeling this person like I thought I was. And you just don't talk to them anymore. Do you think they deserve an explanation? Like,
but for what? Like, there's no history.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is it okay to ghost in that situation? Like, why do I have to explain why I don't like you no more? That's going to hurt you more than me ghosting you, I feel like. Right?
I mean, for me, it's just like 4 or 5 days. Like,
I don't really know you.
That's a trial.
I don't really know you.
That's a trial run. Like, that's a trial period.
So is that ghosting?
I mean, essentially, it is ghosting them if you just stop talking to them, yes. Yeah. But do they deserve an explanation? Not.
Because I might not really have the explanation for you. We just didn't click.
Right. Because the connection wasn't there, so. But I feel like if it's somebody that you've had, some type history of friendship with prior to, you guys trying to, figure out another situation, then yeah, an explanation kind of would be necessary. But if you know me for 4 or 5 days, like
you don't even know me. You
probably forgot my name, and I probably forgot yours. So let's not.
I want to know you by your Twitter handle.
Like,
right. I don't know you.
Let's not get into that.
So sometimes ghosting is okay. Is what y'all saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
essentially.
Because I get stuck between like not explaining myself. Like I don't have to explain myself. My decision is my decision. And sometimes I'll be like, dang, like, see,
that was kind of bad.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like I go back and forth between that.
Yeah. I just feel like, I don't know, a lot of stuff could be avoided with communication. But some stuff may not end how you want once you communicate it. And I feel like a lot of people have trouble understanding that. Y'all get what I'm saying?
I think she's reading something.
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Because I'm thinking,
I'm thinking it's a question. What does it say?
My friend Jerry said, why not tell them if it's that simple that y'all just don't click, then the explanation should be easy, right? It should. You're absolutely correct.
I cannot disagree with that.
You should.
You got us there.
But some people won't take that for an answer. They're like, oh, why not? Like, what's wrong with me? And then they'll go into questioning you further, and then they just make you seem more like an asshole once you start telling them why they don't click. I feel like a lot of people question, but I don't know.
Some people can't accept that. Like, right. Some people like, oh, like, if I say we just didn't click, why? Like, there needs to be no other conversation after that. If I say we didn't click, you might have thought you clicked with me, but I didn't click with you, so there needs to be no other conversation. But you do have some type of individuals out there who would try to manipulate you back into a situation.
Right.
And make you feel guilty for ghosting them, and then you're like, dang, well, maybe I was wrong. And you are wrong because there was no connection. And I've been in that situation before where I've been manipulated back into a situation. So sometimes it's just like, there needs to be no conversation. I don't want to get there with you.
Right.
Just move on. I'll move on. Your life is going to continue. My life is going to continue, and just be great.
Right. And I don't know. Would y'all rather have somebody ghost y'all or tell y'all that y'all don't click?
I guess it depends on the person.
If you like them.
I'm developing. So again, it really does depend on the person, because it's like, don't hurt. You could hurt my feelings, and then it's just like, sometimes ghosting is just easier to do.
It is. I 100% agree. Well, for me at least, I agree. Ghosting is easy to do with.
It's easy, but that doesn't mean that it's not hurtful. Yeah. Especially somebody being on the other end of that.
Right. Yeah.
And like, I get what Jerry is saying, and like, yeah, we should say that, but I need the other person, like Tierra was saying, to just leave, not necessarily, leave it at that, pretty much. Like, if I said that, then I said that. Tell me, I would much rather know than wonder. Okay, yeah, because I have had situations where I was like, well, dang, I wonder what happened, like, so I feel that, but then some people, when they ghost me, I don't think twice about it. Like, I just be like, okay, I just leave it at that. But I really think it depends on the person. Like, if me and the person were like friends before, or like close acquaintances or something before, and we were trying to take it to the next step, then I feel like I definitely owe you an explanation, like, without a doubt. Because we could just go back to being friends, or whatever, if that works out. I don't know. It depends on how deep you got into it.
That'd be a little iffy sometimes.
It depends on how deep. I feel like if you didn't have sex, you could go back, maybe. But
that's not all it takes, though. Because sometimes your feelings can
be
super strong. Like, you could really be invested.
That is true. But I feel like it's more complicated once you involve
it. Is sex is a lot more.
That's a whole nother realm. But I definitely think it depends on your relationship with the person before y'all try to take this to the next step. Like, if you're a random stranger, sorry, I really won't care. But like, if we're friends, then I'll be like, okay, so this didn't work out, but if you cool with it, I would like us to still be friends. But if you're not cool with it, I understand. Like, my feelings wouldn't be hurt if you like, actually, I'd rather take a step back from the friendship too. Yeah. Okay. Understandable. So I think it depends on that.
Like talked about earlier, people will ghost. Or, okay, so if someone didn't tell you that they're dating other people, and then they didn't tell you that they're dating other people, then, like, let's say they randomly tell you, hey, I'm talking to somebody else right now, and I want to, give this person a try. Would you be okay with that? And, like, them being exclusive telling you, or would you rather them ghost you? Like, when the other person...
I would rather you tell me, because if I see you pop up on Instagram with another girl, I don't have.
Just tell me. So in that situation,
it's not gonna go well in my brain. Like,
I won't think you had her the whole time.
yeah, like, why didn't you just tell me? Like, then I'm kind of feel like you was playing me the whole time. Like, so now if that's the case, I need you to tell me, because then I can prepare myself however I need to prepare myself. I don't know, but like, I sound like a hypocrite because I did not do that with those people.
I feel like, but you're growing. The growth.
Yeah, I'm growing.
You know,
this was in college.
You know, life is
so
a little complex.
Everything was wild and fun and spontaneous. And all that stuff. But
what you was gonna say?
Yeah.
As far as like dating wise, for me, it's kind of like, do you really have room to? I mean, yes, of course, your feelings can get hurt, but it's kind of like, do you really have room to get your feelings hurt? That's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody's dating somebody else, because for me, I already have the idea that I'm not the only person that this person is talking to. Oh. So it's like, you can just tell me. Like, you don't have, if you ghost me and then it pops up on my timeline or something, I see it. It's, for me, it's not that hurtful, because it's just like, you could have just told me. Yeah. But I don't know, it's just, but then it's like, you don't have to tell me that, because you're not obligated to tell me,
right? Because we're not
exclusive. So it's kind of just like
common courtesy.
It is common courtesy.
It is,
for sure. However, there's been times where I haven't always told somebody that, you know, hey, I'm dating other people, because I just feel like it's not. I mean, we're not that deep yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if we just on a basis of where we're just talking, like conversing back and forth, then I don't feel like it's necessary for me. But oh, by the way, like, unless we're actually getting, you know, sexually involved and stuff.
Yeah, okay. I think that. Wait, was that what you meant, like in that way, or just in general?
Wait,
like, would like did Michaela mean like we're also like you're also sexually involved with this person, or are we just like talking, like a conversation?
I didn't think that far ahead. It didn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, then I agree with Tierra. Like, it doesn't, like, unless we're sexually involved and you're about to go be sexually involved with other people, then I'm kind of just
don't care.
So if they're not, then y'all don't care. If they are, they need to tell you.
Yeah, that for my health. Like, I'm just big on that. Like, just
you put my life on the risk.
Yeah, like,
I don't care what you're doing with your
we don't move like that over here.
Yeah, I don't care what you're doing with your business over there, but you're not going to have me in the mix too if I didn't sign up for that. Like, so yeah, I feel that.
So in another situation, not in a relationship aspect, in a friendship aspect, have anyone of y'all been ghosted or ghosted a friend?
I have been ghosted by a friend. I've been ghosted by a friend. What was that, like 6 days after my birthday? Yeah.
Story time? What? A brief story?
So,
can we get a brief story?
So,
Sips one.
I don't know. I live in South Carolina, and I don't really have a lot of friends up here. Like, I literally have 2 friends. That is not an exaggeration. 3 if I include my mom. One of my friends wanted to throw me, her boyfriend, and her other friend a joint birthday party, and I invited some friends from Georgia to come up. And this one friend in particular, not going to say no names, told me they were coming, all this stuff. I was like, all right, cool, can't wait to see you, da 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 da. And it was probably like 2 days before my party. And I'm just trying to make sure they're still coming, you know, so that way we got to account for, you know, the amount of people. We got to feed people, you know, like just trying to make sure we good. No reply. So I'm like, okay, give it the benefit of the doubt because, you know, might have been ripping and running around. Maybe she'll reply tomorrow. No reply. I'm like, okay. And like, keep in mind, me and this person, we were particularly close, especially my last semester of college. Like, at one point, it was just me and her, thick and thieves, you know, like salt and pepper. We were everywhere together. So, yeah, never, day of my party, No message saying I'm not coming. No, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Nothing, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe something's wrong. You see, it's sad that I immediately think that I think of other people, you know. So I'm like, maybe something's wrong, blah, blah, blah. Nope, I'm watching Snapchat stories. I'm looking at tweets. You just having a ball. Fast that, like, my birthday party was like on Saturday.
Pause. Did she tell you happy birthday?
She did tell me happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But she
okay,
did not,
so what's your
like,
birthday?
My birthday's on the
Before
2nd. My birthday's on August 2nd, and my party was on like the 6th or the 8th. Or
okay,
something.
okay.
So she told me happy birthday, but she didn't come to the party. But yeah, so whatever that Saturday was or whatever following my birthday was what, you know, the party. So the next Saturday, I'm still, you know, I'm just, you know, you just be clicking through stuff, whatever. She's at somebody else's birthday party. Happy birthday, bitch! Da, 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 turning up at the bar. And I was like, that's fake. So then I proceeded to unfollow this person on everything and made her unfollow me on everything. You know, like, because you know the little
you can
block somebody where you can
thank you for that feature.
All of that.
Okay, thank you.
Take it off. I don't even. That was me. She ghosted me, but I went ahead and cleansed the social media. So I was like, nope, don't want to see it, because that was really fake of you. Like, you didn't even tell me. Like, my other friends, they were like, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. This came up. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. Blah, 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 blah. No explanation, nothing. You know, I had not heard from that girl since she told me her birthday in August.
That's weird.
Of last year. You had like absolutely no reason to do it. Like, we literally, like a week or something before that, she had FaceTime me and we was catching up and we was talking about stuff, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, da, 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 da. And you just ghosted me for no reason.
That's weird.
Very much so weirdo behavior, you know. And I was just like, okay, like, that's weird, because we were really close. Like, at one point, you were my only friend at one of my birthdays. Just gonna put that out there. And I was just like, for you to not show up, I was hurt, but like, I was really hurt that you just didn't say anything. Like, I'm a very understanding person. Y'all know that. Like, I'm a very understanding person. So it's just like, you could have just told me, hey, I can't come. Simple as that. Quick text message, I would have been okay. Instead, now I got my mom asking me, where is so-and-so? My other friends asking me, are you still coming? I look stupid and I look sad at my birthday party, because everybody else had friends and stuff there, and the only friend I had there was my mom. Like, I was like, wow. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm cool on it. Like, did all that, removed her from social media just for her to end up following me back. So you noticed that I unfollowed you, and then you went and followed me on everything. I'm talking Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. She went back and followed me back on everything. And I was like, so you noticed that I was missing, but you couldn't communicate to me that you couldn't come to my party. That's kind of fucked up.
That's weird.
But yeah. So that's me getting ghosted by a friend. That's fun.
I have a story. Mine happened pretty recently.
Yeah, like last year.
No, I said mine happened pretty recently. I said I have a story. Mine happened pretty recently.
I need to hear
You gonna
this.
tell us, like, okay.
You gonna talk about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. Me and this person were really good friends. Like, one of my only friends, well, not only friends at one point in college. A good friend, the closest friend to me at school, you know. Some stuff happened. And, you know, I could feel it. Like, at this point in time, I felt something was off between us. Like, something was off. And I could feel it, you know. And I was just like, should I ignore it or should I address it? So I kind of tried to address it. And she was like, no, nothing's wrong. You know, everything's good. So I'm thinking, okay, but, like, you're saying it, but you're not acting like it.
It doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't feel that way to me, in my soul, in my spirit. It didn't feel right. But I believed it, because I was like, you know what? If somebody said nothing wrong, then, you know, nothing's wrong. The only word I have is yours. And, you know, I don't want to pressure you. And then, because, you know, people keep asking you, like, okay, now I'm getting annoyed. Like, now we do have a problem. Right. So I left it alone. And then, one day, I was going through my close friends list. I was like, oh, this person's not in my close friends. So I went on Instagram. It says I don't follow her and she don't follow me. I'm like, okay. Well, that's strange.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's weird.
That's weird.
That's suspicious. In Cardi B voice. So I'm like, okay. Go and check Twitter. Okay, because now at this point, I'm checking Twitter, same thing. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Because now, hold on. Because now, now at this point, I'm like,
Is there a real problem?
Because obviously there's a real problem.
what is this? What's going on? What's the issue? What's the disconnect? I'm like, okay. Like, now at this point, I'm not gonna lie, my feelings are kind of hurt because I'm like, what did I do for you to unfollow me on social media? Like, what did I do? And we were literally talking hours before this on Instagram. So I'm like, what's not clicking? What's clicking? What's not clicking? I don't know. So I'm like, okay, you unfollow me on everything, okay? And then, like, that was really it. I was just like, that's it. That's our friendship.
No conversation, nothing. Like,
no, nothing, no explanation, no nothing. I personally know the reason, but it's just like, still, like, you would do me like that.
Mm-hmm.
but the thing about that situation that you're talking about is, I feel like it's important for other people to know that the situation that occurred was not between her and the ex-friend. It was between the ex-friend and a friend of Michaela. So why Michaela was thrown in the middle of it is just strange to me.
You, like, literally, like, it just didn't make sense to me. And I was just like, okay. And like I said, it hurt my feelings. Like, that, I was just like, wow. Like, okay. And even if it was an explanation, I personally don't feel like it would be valid. But I'm not.
The situation wasn't geared towards you. Like,
no, not only that, it just was no valid reason. Like, especially with good friends, but I can't tell somebody was valid for their feelings was not. You know, I can't.
Right.
I can't. But in my eyes, it wasn't. So, and I've honestly ghosted a friend before. Have you? Like,
I don't think that I have. I think it kind of just over time kind of faded out. Like, we tried to keep the communication going, but it just was not genuine anymore.
Yeah.
As far as like actually ghosting a friend or actually being ghosted by a friend, I can't recall the time. I just feel like we've tried to keep the communication going. It was just like,
It's we both outgrew it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of we outgrew each other.
Which happens too. So I feel like that's normal.
Back when I ghosted this friend, something in my spirit was telling me, like, this is not right. Like, this was years and years ago. I was like, this just don't feel right. I feel like this person was using me. So then one day, I was just fed up and I blocked her.
She's like, I just blocked her.
Yeah, maybe she deserved an explanation, but I was just like kind of at my breaking point. I was like,
I understand.
I was like, I feel bad now, but I don't feel like we would have been friends now, even if that didn't occur. It just was a situation to where I just really couldn't.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Do y'all feel like if y'all ghost someone, like let's say you ghost someone, but you don't give them an explanation, obviously, do you feel like there's ever a point where it's too late to give them an explanation? Like, you feel like so much time has passed and you're like, well, like, let's say you wanted to come back to like be friends or try again or whatever, but like, do you feel like that's too late for an explanation?
No.
I don't think it's too late for an explanation, but it might be too late for them to receive or even care.
Right.
You have to say.
Yeah.
And I was lying. I actually have been ghosted by a friend.
Really?
I just forgot. It was honestly really weird. It was just a weird situation. She and I had like kind of some back and forth, you know, like, oh, okay, girl, you tripping, like, we're not friends.
Right.
And then, you know, there were some other situations that happened that I shall not speak of. And then, you know, we became cool, we talked it out, whatever, and then she just randomly just started hating me. And I was just like, what? Like, what happened? Like, you were just
what happened
cool.
to the original?
We were just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were just homies on the block. Like, what is this about? And then she just randomly just started hating me. It was weird. But I can't really go into too much detail with that situation. But yeah, I have been ghosted by a friend. I will say that.
What, Morgan?
I have ghosted someone.
A friend
wise.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very much so okay.
Mm-hmm.
because of the things that she did, not only to me, but to others. And if I didn't ghost her, I would probably have been in Lowndes County Jail.
Okay. Well.
So, it was probably for the best that I ghosted her. Really just left her where she stood and didn't care to reach out anymore, anything like that. And she kept trying for a little while. Like, she would try to get scenarios to like get me to reply to her, and I wouldn't, because I know you're manipulative, because I've seen you in your relationships, so you're not gonna manipulate me. But yeah, that was very much so. That one was okay, because I had stuff to lose, so it was better for me to have walked away than to have confronted her at that point in time in my life.
Okay. Speaking of confrontation, I have ghosted another friend recently. And like you said, I feel like ghosting was better than confrontation. So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yep. Okay. It took me a minute, but I followed through. I saw the vision.
I saw the vision.
Yep. So
sometimes ghosting is necessary. It's just, you just have to remove yourself. There's nothing to talk about. Like, your energy is just way too much for my.
I was gonna say it's better for
like
you.
It's just like sometimes you just gotta remove yourself. But if nothing really happened and you just ghost somebody, it's kind of like I'm back and forth. I'm back and forth with it.
So let's give it up for ghosting. But that's not it. Just ghosting can be a good thing in a way. Better for your mental and physical health.
Yeah.
And emotional health.
Definitely.
For sure.
And theirs as well.
Yeah.
If you feel like your reason for ghosting somebody was valid, then okay. You stand 10 toes and you stand behind it.
Stand down on it.
And I'm if that's your reason, stick beside it.
I'm gonna stick beside it.
Then I'm gonna stick beside it. Yup. Do y'all feel like ghosting in friendships or relationships is worse?
Well, like, I would say friendships, because I've never been ghosted in a relationship.
Have you been ghosted to the point where it hurt your feelings?
Yeah.
So you still say friendships?
Yeah, I would say friendships.
I feel like in situationships, ghosting kind of angers me more than hurt my feelings. In friendships, that hurt my feelings. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the difference from me.
I feel like with
you said situationships or relationships?
Situationships.
I was like, because you ghost me and we in a relationship.
That's what we are not in a relationship.
Situations.
We're no longer. Well, let me shut up.
No, we've been open.
Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't ghosting. You just had bad communication. But I was close to being ghosted in a relationship, so that hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings bad. But I feel like for me, because I put a lot into my friendships, I put just as much into my friendships as I do my romantic relationships. Because I feel like I don't know, I feel like all my relationships, whether they're platonic or romantic, are very important. So I think they will both equally hurt my feelings. Like, I don't know. That's kind of hard for me.
Well, when you put it up with romantic relationships, yes, they would hurt the same. But I feel like with situationships, it's just like, okay,
I'll be irritated.
It's kind of like, what
was the reason?
What's the point? Like, why did you even start?
Okay, took the words right out of my mouth. Why did we even start?
What was the point?
Somebody else.
But sometimes people just need quick fixes, and
yeah,
I done been there before. I've gotten bored, and it was just like, yeah, I thought but this ain't really it. Yeah. So I've been on both sides, so I can't. I don't know.
It's hard. That one's hard.
But friendships for sure, because my friends, like, they know a lot about me. Like they know me. So I just feel like for my friend to ghost me, it's just like, dang, like,
like, where you going with all my?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I you know a lot, and
Like, we've been friends.
the world don't need to know. I don't know, like, if us not being friends anymore is gonna make you, you know, hateful or anything. You start to tell my business because I got some real deep business. It's just like,
right.
That hurt because it's just like, dang, I don't know where my business is gonna end up. I don't know who's gonna know me walking down the street. Like, oh yeah, she the one that did. It's just like,
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. But they hurt. They really, friendships do hurt. Friendships are like,
yeah, friendship breakups.
It hurt.
They top two and they not two.
When it's a healthy friendship, or so you thought, they hurt.
Yeah.
But if it's like a toxic friendship, it's just like, okay, like,
you kind of saw it coming.
You know, we just.
If anything, I was probably trying to push you out the door.
You know? And that was another situation I just thought about, ghosting somebody. I was just trying to push her out the door. But it really wasn't ghosting because it was kind of understood. It was just like, you did this and you thought I did that. I didn't really do that. But okay, we're just going to cut out ends here.
Right.
So, okay, enough with ghosting. And we're going to talk about communication in general now.
Okay.
Communication with y'all family members. That's like siblings and parents. Do y'all feel like y'all gotten better with that over the years, like with communicating with them as an adult versus as a child, or do you got to
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. When I was a kid, much like a lot of people in Black households, you didn't really have a voice. You weren't able to speak on how you felt because how you felt might have been, you know, taken as disrespectful. You know, you stand up for yourself. So as I became older and an adult, they started to realize, like, okay, she got a voice. You know, she can actually speak up for herself. You know, she take care of her business. So they didn't really have anything to kind of come back at me with. So now that I'm an adult, I'm able to, one, clearly communicate as an adult rather than coming out with an attitude like, yo, I really didn't appreciate how you said this or how you made me feel. So as I've gotten older, my relationships across the board with my family, especially my parents, has gotten a lot better. My siblings, our communication has gotten better. Because I feel more confident with saying, like, you kind of said that wrong, and I didn't appreciate that, and it really hurt my feelings. You know, when I was a kid, I'm like, girl, you're just so sensitive. You're just so sensitive. And it's just like, no, you really said some real off-the-wall type of stuff. So, as I've gotten older, it's gotten a lot better.
For me, yeah, I definitely say my communication with my parents. I mean, first of all, I'm not going to lie, y'all. I feel like I'm bad at communicating with certain situations, especially when it pertains to my feelings and how I feel. Because I feel like if I tell somebody how I feel, I'm going to hurt their feelings. And so I just rather just...
I feel that on the spiritual level.
Like, you know, but I remember in this one specific instance, I told my dad something he said, like, hurt my feelings. And I'm thinking, like, he going to either ignore it or have something else to say. And he apologized to me. And I was just like, oh, okay. So should I feel bad that you're apologizing? Like, I'm like, because I don't want you to feel bad because it hurt my feelings, but it did hurt my feelings. Like, it really did. And I was like, okay, well, I'm glad we were able to clear the air about that now. So let's hope you don't say that thing again that hurt my feelings. And as far as my mom, I'm a joker. Like, my tone with her is very playful a lot of the times. And I feel like I get stuff away when I play, but when it comes to serious situations, I just don't really say much if she like asks me something, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. And with my siblings' communication, I feel like I have like almost 100% transparency with them. I won't say 100. It's not all the way there yet, but I would like for it to get there. And I would like for them to communicate with me too, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I feel about communication with siblings and parents.
Well, I've always been really close with my mom because it's always been just me and her in the house together. So that's, if anything, she knows me like the back of her hand. It's really crazy. But my dad, that's always been like a very tough spot for me. Mostly because I didn't live with him. Like, I would see him, but I'm not seeing you every day. So, and obviously my dad has a different relationship with, you know, my brother. So like growing up, I would kind of compare those, and I would just be like, dang, like I really don't talk. Like, I talk to my dad, but I don't talk to my dad. Like, it'll be like, oh, Dad, I need this, you know, stuff like that about like my needs. But as I grew up, like the other day, we just had a normal conversation. I just texted him just to say hey. And we talked for a little while. And that was like, that's a really big step for me. Like the conversation wasn't long, but that was a big step. And like, it feels good to be able to do that. But I just don't think my dad's a good communicator in general. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just think that he's not that great at it. But I feel like we're both trying. Like at first I felt like it was all on me. Like, and I feel like that should never be the case for any parent child relationship. It should not fall all on the child. Like, I can have some responsibility for it, but at the end of the day, you're my parent. So it's gotten better, and I'm happy for that. And as far as me and my siblings, we don't talk all the time, but like when we do talk, we're very transparent. Like, so we talk about anything from school to relationships, stuff like that. Now I might talk to my sister a little bit more about other things than my brother, but that's just because our brother is super overprotective and he don't need to hear all of that other stuff. But I do feel like it's gotten a lot better as an adult, mostly because I've learned how to pretty much stand up for myself and stand up for my feelings and how I feel, because I might feel a certain type of way and the rest of them might be like, well, no, I don't feel like that, da, 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 da. And so then because I'm outnumbered, I feel like I have to change my feelings to match theirs. And that's not how I feel. Like, that's not fair to me, because now I'm doing and feeling things that I didn't want to feel. Like, so I feel like as I got older, and the more time I spent alone, I learned a lot more about how to tell people how I feel and what I want and what I need from them to make me feel good, and vice versa. So, yeah, I think it got better.
Okay, so one of our guests said, are there particular things that you don't speak to your parents that you don't about? Okay. Like, are there conversations that your parents avoid? I don't talk to my parents about my dating life for one reason: my niece is currently there. But if I did have one, I don't think I would. And sex, I've never had the birds and the bees talk with them. Don't know why. It's just something, I don't know. Something else. And I also don't talk about my dating life with my siblings because I didn't grow up talking about it with them, so I feel like it's kind of weird for me to talk about it now, and vice versa. Like, they look at me as their little sister. So what advice does your little sister have to offer you? So I feel like that's why I missed out on those conversations. And so for now, I feel like it's kind of weird to talk about if I am talking to somebody, because it's just like, we didn't grow up doing this. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And this is weird. Like, what are we doing?
This is weird.
This is weird. Let me see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Y'all can go ahead and answer the question if y'all.
I feel like for my mom, I feel like there's no conversation that she tries to avoid. Because I feel like once you have that birds and the bees talk, it's kind of like
Everything's up on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like once you kind of break that barrier, it's just like, how more awkward can it get?
Right.
You know?
Right.
But my dad, there's just conversations that he and I just don't have. And it's just, I kind of understand it, but it's like at the end of the day, I get why you're not asking, because I don't want to volunteer that information. So I guess kind of like the traditional parent, male.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, the basic conversation is just like, there's no in depth. There's no. It's just not like that. But as far as my siblings, I am the youngest, and it's by years. But as I've grown up, like, I don't feel like there's a conversation that we avoid. Like, me and my sisters are pretty much, I'm a little more reserved than my sisters. They'll kind of just, tell me what they have going on and whatever. But me, it's like, I've never been that person. I've never been a just super open person. I've been very, very private. So they're kind of like, you don't ever tell us anything. I'm just like, because it's nobody's business. Like, a lot, because I like to go through things, certain things alone, because I just feel like when you allow people to have their opinions, it kind of affects how you really feel about a situation. So it's just like, I'd rather just be private. But our communication overall is pretty much open and transparent. Yeah, we know a lot about each other. We know a lot. We know a lot. Just leave it at we know a lot.
I feel like it'd be weird if my sisters feel they're like birds and the bees situation with me. I'm like my sister, my older sister, she had posted something on Instagram. I'm like, girl, put this in your close friend. This is weird for you to see that you talking about this.
I don't need the rest of them to see this.
I don't want to see it. I don't care what anybody else see, but I don't want to see it. I told her to put it out in close friends. I don't want to see that. Even though I know, but it's just like, dang.
Yeah.
I probably be the innocent sister. I am.
Well, okay. Like, me and my mom, we talk about a lot. Like, I tell my mom about my dating life. Like, I tell her, you know, who I'm interested in and stuff like that. But I don't tell her details. Like, I'm not going to talk to my mom about sex. Like, even though she know, like, it's very taboo in my family to talk about sex. Like, not gonna lie. We know what's going on, but we're not gonna say what's going on, because then that means we have to address it. Like, and I'm not about to address it. I don't want to address it. But, like, my mom knows. Like, she's asked for grandchildren. I've told Michaela that. Like, both of my parents have asked for grandchildren. And I've looked at them like they were crazy, because what in the world are you talking about? Don't even have a boyfriend, so don't know how you thought that was going to happen. But my dad is also, like, even though he's brought up grandkids, I was like, you must be talking about me adopting, because I know you're not talking about me laying down and having a baby. Like, I know that's not what you mean. And he was like, yeah, no, wait till you're married. And I was like, okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. I was like, you should have pushed that one out first. But yeah, like, they know, because they know I've had boyfriends, like, in my adult life and in college and stuff, and they know what happens in college, but we just don't talk about it. But, like, with my siblings, again, not telling my brother that. So sorry. Love you, Justin. I do. But I'm not. My sister, on the other hand, like, we talk about boyfriends, we talk about guys, we talk about all of that. It's very open, but that's also because we're only 4 months apart. So we're very close in that, you know, in that sense, and, like, experiencing things and stuff. And some stuff I experienced before her. So, like, it's like I'm the older sister in that way, but I'm the youngest out of, not as all being the youngest, I'm the youngest out of my siblings too. So it's like, it's weird in that sense. Like, I get it. Like, I'm still y'all's little sister, but I'm also an adult. But I think that's hard for them to see. Like, they still see the pigtails and the little, you know, the jellies, and they can't.
I feel like my grandma was the same way. Growing up, y'all need to be following them boys, because I want to go everywhere my brother go, because he just wouldn't be in the house doing nothing. Like, wherever he is where I wanted to be. But because I was a girl, I had to stay in the house, clean up, and do the, you know, negative duties of a little girl. And then when I'm older, all of a sudden, where your boyfriend at? Who you courting? Grandkids.
I when you gonna have kids? Like, married?
Like, huh?
What? I honestly never got that. Like, people in my family don't say that to me, and I guess because they still view me as, like, the baby. But they, like, nobody ever asked me, so when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna get married? I don't get that. And I'm grateful for it, because it's pressure.
It is.
I mean, like, it's like, it's just like, yo, whenever I pop a baby out is when I give you a grandchild or a niece, a nephew, whatever.
I feel that too, because, like, I'm the youngest of all my cousins, so, like, I'm literally the baby of the whole entire family.
I'm the baby on both sides, like, literally the youngest
like,
person.
I am the baby of the family. So, well, not on my dad's side, but on my mom's side, I'm the baby. And it's just like, they literally, I had the other day, my cousin told me, she was like, Morgan, you literally, in my head, you've been 12 for the past 10 years. I was like, what? And she was like, literally, like, I've seen you as a 12-year-old for the past 10 years. Like, I was like, girl, I'm 23 years old. She said, exactly. You just turned 23 in my head, but you've been 12. Like, I did not see you as an adult. You're talking about boyfriends on Instagram. She's like, what are you talking about? But then it's like, my grandma, my oldest cousin is like 40 something years old. why is my grandmother asking me when I'm having kids? Ma'am, you have 12 other people you could ask before you got to me. So I'm very confused of where this came from. Like, y'all was telling me to leave the little boys alone. So I left them alone.
Right, exactly. My grandma.
But did you really?
No.
Did y'all
They thought
really?
I did.
At her house? No, I mean, I thought my brother friend was cute. I had a crush on him, but
Right, like he was cute. What do you want me to do? Deny my natural urges of a crush? I can't. I can't. He's cute, Grandma. He's cute. So, here's what it is.
okay. So this question says, do you not have certain conversations with your parents impact your relationship with them positively or negatively? I could say both, honestly, because certain things, like we said earlier, they don't need to know, because why you my business
Right.
like that. But I feel like it can be negative because why didn't we talk about it? Like why didn't you have that sit down talk with me? Like, I don't know if my other siblings got it, but I think I should have been in the room as well. Like, we know now there's no, so I mean, there isn't of course a 1 or 2 year old can't comprehend, let's say, consent, or certain conversations. I feel like that stuff should be had. Those conversations should be had.
Here's a question, not to interrupt or to be rude, but why is it that we feel like you have to reach a certain age to have those conversations? Because in all honesty, these things are happening.
Right. They are.
Yeah.
Sometimes under the same household. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things are affecting the children. So why do we feel like, okay, when you have your first cycle as a little girl, that's when we can have the birds and bees talk? And it's just like, no,
I had the birds and bees talk at 6 years old.
Yeah, I was young when I had it, but that's not everybody's story. So it's kind of like, why do we feel like
and that was just because I kept pestering my mom about some situation that happened at the store, and I was like, that lady isn't pregnant, and my mom was like, wait, she might be. Like, I'm explaining to you later though. And when we got home, she explained, she didn't, obviously she wasn't like saying the vulgar parts, but she just explained like how babies were made and all that stuff. And then I had sex ed again I had sex ed in middle school, and then I had it again in high school. Like, I just kept like, they just kept drilling it into my head, and at that point I was like, okay, well then I just don't want to have sex right now because everything just seems scary. Like,
it sounds like it hurts.
Just leave me alone. Don't worry, I'm not kissing and touching nobody. Like,
open that conversation on a different live, because we got 2 minutes remaining, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
Oh wait, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, I think it's like over an hour, or like about getting close to an hour. I think. Yeah, I did answer it.
Oh,
yeah, that's the one I read.
Well, I feel like my me not having certain conversations, particularly with my mother, it kind of has like a negative impacts on our relationship, because she doesn't feel like I include her in everything. But it's like, it's like I don't include. If I don't include my mom, I probably haven't included anyone else. So I just feel like sometimes my parents can take things personally, and like, don't take it personal. That's just what it is. It's just how I am. But I like to have things kept to myself, and I think that's what's wrong with our society. Sometimes we just don't want to keep things to ourselves.
Yeah, we can talk about that on a different episode. I don't know what is it, something. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning in, and thank you if you made it to the end of this video, because we talk a lot, because these are always good conversations. Everything here is valid information. Okay, so I will see y'all next time, and thank y'all for being on my show.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.